put down in the comments where you're calling from, where you're watching from, all that other good stuff. I'm just finishing up a little bit of prep that I didn't quite get done. Mr. Chatty, if you would please come get the little niblet before she absolutely causes the biggest craft avalanche in here, I would greatly appreciate it. So what I'm doing is I'm putting a bunch of sentiments from this set that I got off of Temu onto this pad right here, because then I'm going to pick them up with the press down plate that I have. And what I'm going to do when I do that is that I am going to, hey Amira, hey Doris, oh good to see everybody. So we've got Florida twice and New York in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. But I'm just putting these down onto this because I'm going to use, the first thing I'm going to try is I'm going to use this mink foil thing that I got, the toner kit. Oh my gosh, I couldn't believe I found this for $1, $1, $1, $1, $1, OMG, $1. I know, I just can't even. I can't keep saying it. I can't keep smiling. I can't stop smiling. It's just, I love it. So I have an idea of how it works because I found... oddly enough, in another Ollie's haul, I found the replacement pads and I picked some of them up, but I don't, at the moment, know where they are. They're in a pile somewhere. And thank you, Mr. Chatty. So I don't know where they are at the moment, but I did pick them up just in case I might have found the toner. And oh my gosh, I found the toner. And I really did buy 5 boxes of this, which the only thing I really need out of it from there on is the replacement pads and the bottle. But oh my gosh, I could not believe the price. It was so amazing. Hi everybody. Hi Mary Alice. Hi Mary Nallen. Mary Nallen, I did get your fill out of the form. I just haven't done anything with it yet. My spoons have been all over the place because of New Year's Eve and the Stranger Things finale knocking me on my butt in a big way. But I did get it. I will get to you. Hi, Ruth. Hi, Cheryl. Ruth, please reach out to me through YouTube. Not YouTube, through Facebook. I can't message anybody directly from Facebook because I'm interacting with Facebook as a page, and either Facebook doesn't allow pages to DM people or I haven't figured out how to let a page DM people. So Ruth, if you would please reach out to me. How's the sty? It's much better. Much better. My eye is still puffy and it still hurts a little bit, but nothing like New Year's Eve. So yeah, thank you, Doris, for asking. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's much better. And it was so cool, because, and not cool that I had the sty, obviously, but it was so cool the way it worked out because my husband was supposed to work until 5 and he had a couple hours of PTO and he used that to come home early at 3. And he stopped at the grocery store on the way home so that we'd have provisions for New Year's Eve, and then went to I came home and put it all away, and I had told him that at like 3 o'clock in the morning that I wanted to go to the doctor on Wednesday, and I decided at 6:30 that maybe I didn't need to. And then when he got home, I was like, I got to go to the doctor. So we went to an urgent clinic and we got there 20 minutes before it closed. That was so cool. I mean, that was like the perfect timing. So I'm going to take that as the at least we made it to the urgent clinic before they closed, so that I had 2 days of healing before this, because my eye was awful. It was really awful. So thank you, everybody who asked how I was doing. Hi, North Carolina. Hi, Texas. Hi, Cheryl from Texas. Hi, Ruth from North Carolina. Did I say hi to everybody? I think. Oh, Kelly. Hi, Kelly. Another Florida in the house. Yay. I think I got everybody. I think if I missed saying hi to you, I apologize. The thing went by a little faster than I was expecting. I'm looking for one short one that I can put in that. There we go. Let Love Shine. That one looks good. But I'm going to try this, toner thing, this mink toner thing first. So now that I've got all of those set up nicely, I'm going to adhere them to this stamp. So now I've got all of those in a nice set. Then they're I used this stamp pad because that gets them about the size of a stamp pad, because I'm going to use this toner thing, and I'm going to see if this toner thing works the way I think it does. I have no idea. This could be a total mess up madness thing, but I'm going to try it first because I think it's going to be the one that takes the highest. Hi, Chris in Connecticut. How are you doing? So we've got Connecticut in the house. Yay. good to see everybody. Happy New Year to everybody. We made it. We made it to 2026. Oh my gosh. I want everybody to give themselves a great big hug and a great big pat on the back. And anybody that you know and love is around you, or even if you just like them a little bit, give everybody a big hug because we made it to 2026. Whew. I tell you what, it's been a year. Oh, these are in French. Well, some of these are in French. I did not know that I got a set of these in French. I don't speak French. If these were in German, I could have a little bit of a way to it. We're going to try this one. I have no idea what this means. Oh, wait, I do know that one. I know that one's in English. So I'll put that one down there. So because I have a little bit of room left over there. So there we go. So that's what I'm going to put down there. So yes, everybody, pat yourself on the back, give yourself a big hug. We made it to 2026. We will make it to 2027. I have supreme faith in us because remember, where there's life, there's hope. Just keep that in your mind. Just keep that in your forethought. Where there's life, there's hope. Somebody will notice if you disappear. So make sure that you keep that in your mind and in your heart of hearts. Okay? Somebody somewhere, the person in drive-thru, they will notice. The guy that you honk at the light every morning because they just decide to look at their phone and not drive forward. You're always behind the same person every day. They'll notice the day that you don't honk at them, okay? So somebody will notice that you're not there. So this is actually the second thing that I'm going to do. I lied. I found this, and I'm going to show it to everybody first because I have no idea what this is. What I thought it was going to be, and what I thought... Yes, we do. We have this guild. Absolutely, Kelly. We have this guild. Yes, and Mary, yes. Thank God that 2025 is in the rearview mirror. Oh my gosh. It was like, we all know what it was. I'm not going to rehash it. So I do know that this thing stands up. I'm not standing it up because it goes all the way up to the iPad and it'll mess up with the bottom of this. So there are these feet on the bottom of it. Things that come out of it, and the reason that I picked it up is it was $2. It was $2.99. It was $3, and it was at the last Ollie's that I was at, the one in Palm Bay, and it did not make it into the video because if I buy the last item, I don't put it in my video because I don't want somebody to sit there and go, oh my gosh, they had this really cool display thing. And then they get there and it's gone because I bought the last one. So if I don't see another one, if I'm buying an item and I don't see another one, or I don't have an idea that there might be another one somewhere in the store, like in the dig stores, I don't put these things in the video. Okay, so that's where this is. That's why you didn't see it in the video. I picked it for $3 and I was going to use it for ink pads. But these are the thinnest ink pads I own and they don't really fit. So I thought, okay, if it doesn't work for ink pads, I will put my alcohol markers in there. Again, they don't really fit. So I am at a loss for what this thing was originally made to be used for. It doesn't go this way. It stands upright. And it's got these two things, one of which looks like a little door or something. And I can't figure out how if it did or how it would have gone on there. This kind of looks like it's one of those price tag things that you stand up, but it doesn't stand upright because that's a 90-degree angle. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. So if anybody out there has any idea what this is, please let me know because I'm going to use it to store something. I have found a few things that will fit in there. My Cricut pens. These are my glitter pens. My Cricut pens will fit in there. But I don't have nearly as many Cricut pens as this thing would hold. So I do have these Tombow pens that I picked up at the Castleberry store. No idea what goes in there. You've seen other people haul that? Okay. Amira, do you know what they used it for? Because I have no idea what this is. I'm kind of thinking at this point that this was a display rack for like colored pencils or Stick can't figure it is. Really? Okay, well, it doesn't help if Stick can't figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. I'm going to find something to store in it. I have no idea what I'm going to use to store in it. I'm going to figure something out. I have noticed that these are not very sturdy. So it's quite possible that I could like knock some of these out, used it to store ink pads. So someone did use it to store ink pads. I don't know what ink pads they would have used to store it. Sorry about my arm going right in front of the camera. But these are the thinnest ink pads that I have. These are the ones that came from OLLIE'S from American Crafts. No, they're not the thinnest ones that I have. I guess the... Colors of Morris style, the Recollection style ink pads are the thinnest ones that I have, and they really just don't fit. These came from Temu, and they don't fit at all. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Oh, still can't figure it out. Oh, I thought Stick was another search engine that I hadn't heard of. Okay. I just assumed that there was a new search engine out there and I didn't know what it was. And I was just going to continue on with my life because that's what Gen X does. We just adapt. We adapt and move on. We pivot. We pivot really, really well. So anyway, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but I am going to find a use for it. This is really nice. It fits perfectly right back here in this little section of my desk. I have to move the thing that has the acrylic paints in it, but that's okay because my acrylic paint holder that actually, one of the ink pads just fell into the abyss down there. That's right, I have to clean out the abyss to put up my lamp. But most of what's in that acrylic paint holder is actually these distress test paints and the shimmer paints, the shimmer sprays that I have, like this one. That's most of what's in this, but it's double-sided and I can't get to the other side, so that has to move somewhere where I can spin it around. So this is going to sit where that is, and I will find something to store in it. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I will figure something out. If you have any suggestions, I am open to them because when we put the Guild Hive Mind together, we do a great job. So anyway, that was number one. Number two, dun, da, da, da. All those skinny, ooh, yeah, Doris, I could do that. You know what? You know, if I didn't, I tried my acrylic, my alcohol markers, but I did not actually think about all the other markers that I have. I have this awesome set that one of my amazing guild members, or one of our amazing guild members, sent to me. These would definitely fit in there, and they're square, so they wouldn't roll around. I've got an entire set of these gold Cricut markers. I've got a set of multicolor Cricut markers. I could probably just fill it with markers. What am I talking probably? Oh, come on, Crafty. You know that you could do, you could just fill it with just everything. Wow. Okay, so maybe once you get your Cricut cranking, you can use it to organize your sentiments. Ooh, I like that idea, Doris. You got to get that lamp set up. I know I do, Kelly. You're absolutely right. I need to. That's item number, I don't know, 478, or what did I say? 678 on today's to-do list. It used to be in the thousands, so, I mean, it has moved down. Hold on, I got to move this very gingerly because I knocked the piece off again. I got to find the, oh, darn it. The piece has gone awry again. Hold on. I gotta get it out. Hold on. I know I'm not talking because I'm trying to dig it out. See what Mr. Chatty bought me for the abyss? He bought me one of these at Dollar Tree because I kept knocking things down into the abyss. He got me that so I could dig things out of the abyss. There we go. Fix my mink. Really and truly, you ought to go back and watch a noob with a mink. It was funny. I literally broke this the instant I opened it. Literally, this thing went right off with the instant I opened it. It still works, but you know, it's broken. So let's find out about these. All right, this is the first thing I'm going to test. Right here. Maybe. Maybe. I'll get into it. There hasn't been a packaging system yet that can stop me from getting into it if I really, really want to. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Maybe it opens on the side. Oh no, it opens on the bottom. Oh well, look at that. I attacked it from the wrong side. There we go. Open. Dun, 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 dun. So this is the toner set. So this is what takes any stamp that you have and turns it into a toner stamp that you can then foil. And like I said, at some point in time in one of the Ollies, I did find these ink pads for the mink. And I think I found them in Georgia, to be perfectly honest, because I don't remember ever talking about them in any of my videos. And most of the Georgia Shop With Me's never got put up because Dragon Con, and then I got sick. So, they're probably in the box of crafting supplies that I brought home from Georgia. It's sitting out in my living room going, hi, are you ever gonna unpack me? Maybe someday. So there we go. So this is the ink pad. And I guess these are the instructions. Nope, that is not the instructions. That just says it's a toner stamp pad. Alrighty then. So open that up. Ooh, nice. It's got a really good seal on it. That's nice. Hopefully it doesn't dry out too quickly. Although hopefully it's not such a good seal that I can't get into it. There we go. Oh, hey, look, it's already got an ink pad in there. So this thing actually came with 3 ink pads because it's got one in there, plus it's got the other 2. All right. Instructions. In French. Instructions. There we go. In English. I did not get a ink, and now I'm going to need this. Yes, Kelly. This mink I did not think I would love, and I absolutely love it. I have not used it very much, but I absolutely love it. When I was in one of the stores in Georgia, and again, the video never got put up because of Dragon Con getting sick. One of the stores that I found the mink foil in silver, 4 pages per sheet for, I think it was $1, but it might have been $0.25. But it was a great price of them. Oh my gosh, I had to pick them up. I know they're in the box in the living room going, hello. So it comes with this little cup, little measuring cup. It says pour 15 milliliters toner ink into the measuring cup and dispense evenly onto the toner pad. Allow toner ink to absorb completely into toner ink pad. For best results, use toner ink pad within 2 hours. Pad will harden as toner ink dries. Discard toner ink refill pad after use. Clean stamps with toner ink cleaning solution, sold separately after use. Well, I don't have any of that, so I'm going to have to clean it with something else. So this is going to be fun. But I did pick stamps that have that are inset, so I can sit there and scrub them with a toothbrush. So I do have that. So let's open this up and talk about meniscuses and when you're measuring liquids. Really? Are you freaking kidding me? Pour 15 milliliters of toner ink into the measuring cup. This thing measures 5 milliliters and 10 milliliters. There is no measurement for 15 milliliters. So yeah, that happened. Yeah, that happened. I love it when instructions do not follow the equipment. This is one of the things that always just irritated me about a lot of science experiments that I would find online, because I had to do every science experiment before I let the kids do it, because if there was a mistake in the instructions, I had to fix it before I let the kids do it, because I couldn't let the kids do it with mistakes in the instructions because of the, first off, you don't get the right results and you don't learn anything from it. But second, since it was chemistry for a lot of them, some really bad things could happen. And this is one of those irritating things. It tells me to, so it's the whole cup. Yeah, it's probably the whole cup. But you know what? Since this one's going to dry out in 2 hours anyway, I'm only going to put 10 milliliters in here because I'm not going to sit here the entire time that I'm doing this and do this toner ink. So I'm just going to use this one pad to make as many of these that I can. And then when it dries out, it dries out. That's okay. Also, did you know that if this is like the same toner that they use in printers, you can make ferro something liquid out of it. The liquid that reacts to rare earth magnets. You can make ferro fluid out of it. So if that's the same type of toner, you can make ferro fluid out of this, which would also be fun. Just saying, just putting it out there, giving you something to think about, because ferro fluid is an awful lot of fun to play with. I mean, an awful lot of fun. And yeah, I do realize the whole cup and all that other stuff, but it just irks me that there's not a measurement for 15 milliliters. If you say 15 millimeters, your cup should have a measurement for 15 milliliters. I'm just saying. I'm just assuming that toner is going to dry in that cup like that, which is a good thing that I poured it out the side, so I still have the measurement right there. I'm going to set that down because I have an odd feeling that that's going to be that is just an accident waiting to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. That is just an accident waiting to happen. So we're going to put this off to the side. Baby Bear's not in here because his little sister was being a pain in the butt. So you put this off to the side. And this toner is really not sinking into this ink pad very well. Let's see, I'll put it all the way to the edges, but it's really, and then there it went off to the side. Wow. This was only like 10 milliliters of that stuff. I can't imagine what would have happened if I had actually put the whole 15 milliliters on there. Let me read that again. Maybe I read it wrong. I don't think I read it wrong. Very good at reading instructions. Science teachers tend to be very good at reading instructions. Allow toner to absorb completely into ink pad. Well, that's what I'm trying to allow it to do, but it's really not absorbing. There's really not much absorbing going. Okay, you know what? We're going to set this off to the side too, and we're going to move on to some other items that I found at Ollie's, and we will come back to this whole little setup. Okay? Put this over here. Show. For some reason it hid that one. Do you have an old credit card or one of those dummy ones that comes in junk mail or something cheap with a flat edge to rub it in? Not back here. I don't, but it is starting to actually go into the pad. You can, I'm starting to see the pad texture underneath the toner at this point. So I'm just going to set it to the side, and I'm going to go over a couple of other items that I got from Ollie's. This I did not get from Ollie's. Now, y'all know that I have been watching a bunch of, Facebook has been showing me a whole bunch of reels about things that you can do with paint. And the last live that I did something with paint, but it's been showing me a lot of reels about gel pads. And Temu said that I could buy this particular gel pad right here for $1.99. And from what I've seen from gel pad prices, $1.99 for this was really a good price. And then it offered me this for a penny, and then it offered me this for a penny. So for $2.01, I have 2 brayers and a gel pad. So at some point in time, I'm going to do a live. These did not come from Ollie's. These came from Temu. If you want to know the ways to get really cheap stuff on Temu, it's by doubling up the mystery boxes. Once you've picked your items from the mystery boxes, you've got a penny item, possibly another penny item if you had somebody do the invite a friend thing, click on the link properly, and everybody involved was holding their tongue in the right place on the roof of their mouth, because if you don't hold it exactly right, it's a penny item, possibly 2 penny items, and then one that's $2.99, and then one that's $1.99 or 99 cents. And then if you go out of that, just back out, it says you're going to lose it. Don't worry about it. Just keep backing out. And then you go to the search bar and you type in either rebate 100 or daily coupon 100. You can then buy the items that you chose at the lesser price that you chose them at, and you only have to buy 2, 3, or 4 items. So all you have to buy is the ones that you got from the mystery box. You bypass the whole minimum order thing, and you get lots of really cool stuff cheap. I mean, $2.01 for 2 rubber brayers and a gel pad. Look at that. That's an actual gel ink pad. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm going to use those one time. That was back here. Another thing that I got in this past Ollie's was this, and I think this is the coolest little set. I put it in the video if you watched it, and I'm going to use this little hook one right here to make the bottom or the top of some of my polymer clay jewelry. I think that's going to be really cool looking. I don't know how much use I'm going to get out of the other pieces that are in here, but I will definitely find something to do with them. But for $1, I thought that was a great thing. This is another thing that I don't know for sure what it is, but I think it's a way to... Hi, Kathy. Great to see you. Glad you're here. Better late than never, and you know you're always welcome no matter what time it is. And anybody who's out there, because there's 14 people watching this right now, and I've only got 7 or 8 that are interacting. The rest of you that are lurking, you are so welcome to stay as lurkers. I'm not asking anybody to do anything that their mental health, their spoons, or their intuition, or their inclination will not allow, okay? There is no requirement to interacting with this, except that if you want to chat, you do have to subscribe to my channel. That's the only requirement. But I found this, and I think it is a journal where it teaches you how to do different stitches. And it's got that band is nicely attached to it. It's got one of those little thrust bands in there. So if I ever want to take it out and trade it out for something else, I definitely can. And then it's got this in here, and it's got this thing where it shows you different stitches. So a chevron, a cactus, a fudge sickle, not fudgicle, fudge sickle. Yeah. My husband and I go round and rounds with that. He says fudgicle. I correct him all the time to fudge sickle, and then he corrects me back to fudgicle. Do you call it a fudgicle or a fudge sickle? I'm just curious. And then the diamond in this pattern, and then a letter and the heart thing. And I think that it is made to do... Oh, no, I get it. This is your guide right here. So it's a sketchbook, includes embroidery floss, plastic needle. The plastic needle is in here, and then the embroidery floss is in here. And I bought the one with teal, because of course I bought the one with teal. Saw that journal at one of the Ollie's I was at today. It looked like you personalized the front. Oh, maybe so. Maybe that's what it is, because the inside is just pages. See, what I was thinking was it was going to have this dot mark, this dot pattern all the way through it, so that you could put embroidery on all of it. But even if just doing embroidering the front is what your idea is, that's still pretty cool. And I picked this up for $1. I had no idea what it was, so I bought it, brought it home, opened it up, and it's really cool. That I'm definitely going to do a junk journal at some point, and that might be part of the junk journal, so that was there. And then I also found this thing, and somebody made a comment on the video, because this came from the OLLIE'S as well, that it was a journal thing for $1, and this actually isn't a journal thing. That can go and be made. See, this is great stuff to make paper out of, so that'll go in my paper box. But this isn't actually a journal. This is one of those roll-up pouches that you put tools in so that you can take them with you. And I thought this was really cool. You see orange and red, but no teal. Love the, yeah, I do love the teal too. There were other colors at the one that I was at. I can't remember what they were, but they're in the video. They're in my latest Ollie's haul video. But I thought that was a really cool thing to put tools in, like especially if I'm like, you know, it's things that I'm going to use all the time. It gives me something to put it in so that I always know where they are on my desk, which obviously I need to. And another advantage of this is that the items inside, at least, cannot grow legs and walk away. The whole thing can grow legs and walk away, but the items inside themselves can't. So there we go. There's that. Done with that one. All right. And then beautiful, beautiful. I think I've bought this before. I think I've bought this set before, but I'm not sure. But I picked up another set of it. It was $1, and the one in Palm Bay had a true dollar table. Most of the items on that dollar table were $1. There were some that had price tags on them that weren't, but anything that didn't have a price tag on it rang up as $1. Now, you know me in Project Life, I absolutely love it, but I've been buying so many of them that I decided I was going to be really reserved on this time, and I was only going to buy one of these. And now that I'm looking at what this has, I'm really kind of wishing I bought more than one of these, because all of the Project Life things that I've bought up until this point have been mostly cards, just cards and cards and more cards. And this one does have cards in it. But I was looking at it when I was getting prepared for this live stream. It also has these little chip pieces in it. And look at these little chip pieces right here. These are so cute. And these are so usable. These are so fully usable for card making. I mean, and I know that Project Life is meant to be a journal thing, but look how cool these are for card making. I mean, that is so, there's your sentiment right there, completely made for you. Add a little embellishment, add some little foil to it, add some sparkle to it. And this one already has sparkle to it. Hearing the audio again. Wait, did my audio go back yet? Oh no. Or do we have audio back? I don't know what happened. It says it's still going. I went out. Oh yeah. Okay. So if you lose audio, and I know this happens on other people that I watch the stream, and I missed the comment on it, go out and then come back in. So exit the stream and then come back in. And usually the refresh, and I'm trying to do it with some sort of sign language, but I'm not doing very well, will make the audio come back. So if you lose audio, well, hold on. Pen, paper, one brief moment here. Oh, I need a piece of paper that I can write on. I need a piece of paper I can write on. I can write on this. If you lose audio, exit and come back. So if you lose audio, exit and come back. So if the audio is gone, exit the stream and come back. So if you exit the stream and come back, I'm waiting for it to show up on my side so I know that everybody has seen it. If you lose the audio, exit and come back. You're going to be able to get your sound back, and that usually works. If that doesn't, let me know. I know that some people are saying that they still have the audio, and I don't know what's going on, because I should, on my screen, which I'm not, let me know. I know that some people are saying that they still have the audio. Yeah, so my test screen still has its audio. I have it turned down a lot, obviously, because I don't want to blast everybody with both of them, because there's a 30-second delay between the time that I do it and the time that you see it. But yeah, if you lose audio, exit and come back. Okay, so Annette Parker, you just did it work? Annette, did it work? So Annette, did it work? I have terrible handwriting. I really do. I have like the worst handwriting ever, which is why I have a Cricut Joy now, because I would love to be able to do the beautiful handwriting that people do on their cards that they make, but it's not going to happen with me. So Annette, did it work? Oh, yay, good. Okay, cool. So if you lose audio, so the people in chat, if anybody else says that they lost the audio, let them know that they have to exit and come back in, and they will get the audio back most times. I won't say it'll work all the time, but most times. And then these are the rest of the ones that were in that Project Life folder, and these are just absolutely beautiful. And the glitter camera, and in fact, this is cool because it has a camera on it. So put this camera up there as an accent to that camera, and, you know, put a sentiment down here, you know, a dual sentiment party or something like that. That would be so sweet. I love that. I do. I love these. These are so cool. Oh, good, Ruth. I'm glad it's back now. Yay, Annette. I'm glad it's back now. Look at that. A little speech bubble that just has a heart in it. That's so cool. You know, that's a great idea for stamps. You know, you just do this with speech bubble stamps. And if you have a speech bubble die cut and a heart stamp, you can use this Mink stuff to foil the heart stamp, stick it in the middle of your speech bubble, and there's your speech bubble right there. One and done. Bam. That's a great idea. I do love that. And here's another camera that doesn't have any of the glitter on it. And soda pop. I would actually probably fussy cut them out so that they're two separate ones. But that's so neat. So cool. And my Mink's broken. Still can't believe my Mink broke. Oh, so sad. So sad. All right, so that was another thing that I bought. This looks like the toner has all gone down in, so I'm going to do the toner stamps now and test them out. Actually dries, because I don't want that toner to dry before we test the ink. Has been on. It is very much warmed up at this point. I have my folder ready to go somewhere. Maybe I had it. Oh no. Well, this one's my fault. There are no cats in here. Wherever my little laminator pouch went, I put it somewhere. Oh, I would lose my head if it weren't so firmly attached to my body. Something I used to tell my students all the time. You know, the funniest one, in all honesty, the absolute funniest thing that ever happened in my classroom is when I asked for my stapler. I did that. I said, "Where's my stapler?" And they brought me the keys I was looking for. That's how well my kids knew me. I did. I literally asked for my stapler. Just like that. I did this motion like I have a stapler in my hand. I asked for my stapler, and my kids brought me the keys that I was looking for. You know, when your kids and your teacher connect, it's an amazing thing. It really is. And most of my kids connected with me. I'm not going to say all of them did. I wasn't perfect. There were kids that I couldn't reach, and even as much as I tried, there were kids that I could not reach. But for the most part, I reached my kids, and we had a grand old time in my classroom. All right, so now we're going to try this. I need a piece of paper. So I'm going to pull out one of these pieces of paper, and I'm just going to do a rough chop on it. Oh, wait, no, I already have ones cut up. All right, over here. I just have to grab them. There we go. Ha-ha, there we go. I have card fronts right there. So I'm going to sit here, and I'm going to put this stamp on my toner pad, just like so. Bloop, bloop. Oh, it comes out. I don't like that. Let's try that again. Did I let it sit too long? No, that's not possible. I could not possibly have done that. I might have let it sit too long and it's just completely dry now. That would be a bad thing. I'm trying to push this down to see if there's like a little latch to keep that thing from coming out. Let's try this again. Well, here we go. It wouldn't be a Chatty Crafty live if this didn't not work the first time. And yes, I know that's a double negative, but I meant it. Wouldn't be a Chatty Crafty live if this worked the first time. Let's see if there's anything on there. Push that down, and I'm going to have to go with no. All right. You know what? We'll put another 5 milliliters on there. We won't wait as long. Hi, everyone. I am in Pittsburgh. Hi, Lori. Good to see you. I have to check out now I have to check out my OLLIE'S tomorrow and see what we have. Oh, please do. And if you would, please, if you are so inclined, if you would please join the Chatty Crafty Facebook group, and you can put up pictures of what you find there, because the Chatty Crafty Facebook group is just a very supportive group where we, you know, help each other out, give each other suggestions, and we tell each other where to buy cheap stuff. We're a very frugal crafting group. That's just what we do. We tell each other where to buy cheap stuff, and we love it when people post what's in their OLLIE'S so that we can see what's available in other places, you know, more than just what my videos show. So if you would please, if you're so inclined, and if you have the wherewithal and the spoons and all that other good stuff, If you would please do that. No, I'm not going to look at it. Oh, I got ink on my finger. I knew that was going to happen. Oh dear. I tonered myself. I was trying so hard not to toner myself, and what do? I toner myself. All right, well, we'll just try wiping that off. We'll see. It's one of those things. I'm trying not to have toner all over me. So, yes, Lori, and welcome from Pittsburgh. It's nice to have you here. Very much so. You are so totally welcome in the Chatty Crafty Guild. Everybody is welcome in here. We are a very supportive and very accepting and very open group. At least that's the way I like to think of us, because we are just, we rock. All right, there we go. I'm going to pull my Gen X out. I'm just going to say we rock. All right, the idea of using a card to push that around. All right, so then since this one is blipped, I'm just going to push this around a little bit and see if I can make it more even across the top of the card, across the top of the stamp. I don't remember whose idea this was, but thank you for giving me this idea, because that is moving it around nicely. And then maybe when I put the stamp down, it'll do it. I'm going to very carefully fold this up really nice and small, and I'm going to throw it into my paper bin so that when I make paper, I can use that. Now, here we go back again. Need to get another card front out because I used that one to do that. Okay, here we go. All right. Connecticut didn't have anything new tonight. I watched your Ollie's haul earlier and went looking for a mink toner kit. Oh, I hope they get one for you. Oh, I went to 2 Ollie's in my area. One had no new crafting. Oh, sad. The other had some, but not as much as the store you went to, but they were all restocking. Yes, they were restocking at both locations when you were there. Yes, I really, 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 really hope that Ollie's pulled everything from the craft liquidation back to the warehouses once all of the holiday stuff was out of the warehouses, and they did a much better job of relocating all of that stuff. I really, really hope that. Okay, this definitely has toner on it. I don't know how much pressure I need to put on this, so I did get my little pressure thing out. So I'm going to actually put some pressure, put some pretty decent pressure on this and see how well this works. Now, this is the very first time I'm trying this. So please don't take this as a, this is how well it works kind of thing, because I am a complete noob at this. I mean, I was a noob with a mink. Next Friday, I'm going to be a noob with a Cricut Joy. We're going to see how this works. What we're looking for is proof of concept. Right now, that's all we're looking for is proof of concept. We are looking for proof that the idea works. That's it. Nothing more. So proof of concept is what we're going for at this point right here. So I'm going to put that down on top of it. So I've got this nice silver one. I'm trying to keep it away so that it doesn't, that's not a good pair of scissors. That's got sticky all over it. Oh, what? Baby bear? Baby bear is climbing my craft pile. It's not like him to climb piles. That's very out of character for Mr. Baby Man. Baby Man, are you okay? You're not very good at climbing. You're missing the femoral head to one of your legs. He had what's called leg perthus disease, and he had to have a femoral head osteectomy. They're not cheap. I'm just going to put it out there. It was during the height of COVID that he had to have it. And so they did that. And so now one of his legs is missing the femoral head. The ball and socket joint has no ball in the socket. So I don't like it when he climbs things. Oh, seriously? Both locations still had excess craft inventory from August. Oh, no, they were supposed to send it back. I did get a mink machine. Oh, yay, Laurel. Lori, yay, I'm glad you found one. Yay. Okay, glad you found one. I lost my... Oh, I would so lose my head if it weren't so firmly attached to my body. I lost... Oh, there it is. I was going to say I lost my envelope, my laminating pocket. There we go. All right, so fingers crossed, people. So fingers crossed. Fingers massively crossed here. We're going to try this now. This could be so bad. This really, really could. This could be so bad. All right, take it. Go. Go, go, go. My broken mink. It's interesting what the inside of a mink looks like. Look at all that stuff in there. You can see the little roller working. It's got this little thing. I don't know what it does. There's a little heating plates over there. This might be a heating thing. I'm not going to touch anything inside it. Yeah, yes, drum roll. Absolutely, Kathy. Drum roll, please. I'm not going to touch anything inside it because I don't know what parts of these are hot. I'm assuming that's hot, but I don't want to touch anything inside it. And eventually I will come in here with glue and glue it back together. But right now, it's just too funny that I can take it apart. because I broke it. Because when I pulled the plastic off, this thing broke and went with the plastic. Seriously, noob with a mink. It's a funny, funny video. It was one of my first lives on this channel. All right. I have to let this cool a little bit because it's way too hot to open up just yet. I did learn that the first time I used this mink, is that when it comes out hot. I mean hot. Very hot. So do this. All right. Fingers crossed. Okay. Here we go. And then pull this off and... Ooh, okay, it sucks. All right, I'm going to tell you right now that this particular one sucks, but the proof of concept is there. It works. That is exactly what you want to see. Look, this one is really nice. It's got a lot of ink, a lot of tone. It's got a lot of the silvering on there. And I think it's just because the toner wasn't fully over that. So this is obviously something that you want to sit down and make all of your toner things. Just make as many stamps as you can as soon as you wet up this ink pad. You want to start making as many stamps as you can, and probably don't use ones like I used, because I think part of the problem that with this, and you can see that if I move it slowly, I'm hoping that you can see the shine in it. You can see that there is a lot of silver on that. And if I pull this up, you can see where all of the silver came off, because you can see all the white through there. So this did work. So yeah, for proof of concept, it absolutely works. Now, with that in mind, let's try something else. Let's try a stamp that is not a closed stamp like the one I use. Let's try a stamp that's an open stamp, but let's try a big one, and let's try just one. All right, so I'm going to get this out. I'm going to use Just Because Just Because is a really cool sentiment to have, and I'm not going to use that one again. I need another card base, or another card front, I mean. Is that a card front? No, that's card base. I have all my card fronts stuck in the back there. Okay, so there's another card base. All right, I'm going to see if I can get any toner off of this, because it might be that I just need to add more toner to this. And it doesn't look like I'm getting very much toner off. All right, so we're going to add a little bit more toner to this. This is another reason why I bought 5 of these, because if I go through this entire 2 fluid ounce bottle tonight, that's okay, because I've got 4 more of them. And as I learn how to do this, I won't waste as much as when I'm doing it. It's shiny, which is what you want. Yeah, exactly, Mary. That's exactly what I want. And she shared with us, we will be able to pick up. Exactly. See, that's the whole point of this Chatty Crafty Guild. This is why we do this. This is why we do this together. We help each other out. We are a guild. We are a guild in every sense of the word. You know, we use our knowledge to spread the skill of crafting to other people. And if we have a tip or a trick, we share it with the people in the guild. And we are open, and we are very, very generous with our knowledge and with our understanding of how this works. And I absolutely love the way this guild is working out. I could not have asked for a better guild. I really couldn't have, because we are so sharing, and we are so open, and we are so generous, and we are so clever, and we are so brilliant, and we are so amazing, and we work together so well, and the stupid thing won't go where I want it to, even though I'm shaking it. Ooh, physics. This is a physics thing. I know it's a physics thing. And I'm trying to use what I know of physics. Right there. There we go. So here we go. So let's try this one again. I'm going to use this. This is Just Because. It's what it says is Just Because. Let's see if I can get some toner on here. All right, so I've got toner on here now, and this really does. This feels like the ink in the toner that you use to make ferrofluid out of, which you can buy an awful lot cheaper on other sources if you buy it as toner ink and not as Heidi Swap mink ink. I'm just saying, putting it out there, letting you look at it. All right, so I'm going to put one here, and I think it's going to be terrible. That one's terrible. Let's try it again. All right, that one's also terrible. So this is not, it needs to be further down into the pad, but not as down as into the pad as I let it get the first time. We can see what's going to happen if I run this particular card front through with some foil before I did that. So I'm going to sit here and keep doing 3rd and 4th generation stamps on this to get as much of the ink off of it. I'm not ink, as much of the toner off of this as I can. And then I'm going to get out a new wet wipe, which I haven't gotten any distilled water yet. What I'm going to do with my wet wipes that I let dry is I'm going to use both of the people's suggestions. I'm going to get distilled water. Actually, I'm going to ask my husband to pick up distilled water, and then I'm going to boil it so it's doubly sure that it's water. So I'm going to clean this off, just like so. tamp that down some, so hopefully that ink, that toner will go down into the pad a little bit more. Again, now if I were to run this through, you can see everywhere where that toner is, and that's everywhere that the silvering would go. And let's try this again with a little less pressure. Let's just use a little bit of pressure. Just a little bit. Just lightly tap the top. Brucey! That's not Brucey. Brucey's put up. What are you doing, baby man? Are you trying to get up here? Is my baby bear trying to get up here? All right, we're going to try this. I'll get you in a second, baby bear. That's better. I'm going to run that one through and see what happens. You know what? I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to clean it off and I'm going to try again. So you can see that there's still a little bit of a pooling on top of this pad. So maybe you don't want any pooling on top of it at all, but you want to put it on pretty soon after the pooling goes away. And put that one down there. I think that one's gonna be gorgeous. All right, clean it off again. Okay, look, learning. Yay! Hey, Beanie, how are you doing? Yes, most of us had a happy new year. I had a very, very stressful New Year's Eve because of a trigger, and I'm going to put the trigger warning out there again. If you watch Stranger Things, if you haven't watched the finale yet, and you can be triggered by childhood trauma, when Hop is talking to a wet L, no other spoilers, but when Hop is talking to a wet L, be prepared in whatever way you need to protect your mental psyche, because it hit hard. Oh my gosh, it hit hard. So other than that little burble from Stranger Things, our New Year's Eve was pretty good. The fireworks were awful, but I mean, what can I do about fireworks? I'm going to do one more because I think I have figured this out. Clean the pad in between, clean the stamp in between, let the pad get to the point where it's just slightly shiny on top. So there's just a little bit of the toner on top, so you're not over inking the pad. I mean, not over inking the stamp. And put that down just like so. Let's see how this works. We are going to foil this. All right, let me clean this off. Put this away, put my Just Be Cut away so I don't lose it. There we go. I got to find the other, I've got to find all the stamp pads that I cut that off of. All right, but we're going to do that. Maybe it's a good thing you never get in. It could be. I don't know. I started watching Stranger Things in the before times because Stranger Things started in the before times. So I was able to continue watching Stranger Things with breaks. You know, after everything happened, I had to take some breaks while I was watching it. And that I did really well. But that one speech, when Hop is talking to a wet, sopping, drenched, dripping L, if you can be triggered, be prepared. That's all I'm going to say. Because it hit me hard, and I was still partially crying the rest of the night. So, it was cathartic crying. Don't get me wrong, it was cathartic, but it was still crying. So, yeah, all right. So I'm going to do this one in this beautiful rose gold. Where's my... Oh, I lost it again. It's amazing how many times I do a heavy sigh, and then I find what I like. Never watched Stranger Things. We got into it because we're total geeks. We really are. Both my husband and I are total nerds. I mean, obviously I talk about Dragon Con. I'm a total nerd. But, yeah, we got into it. And like I said, we got into it in the before times because it started in the before times. And I wanted to finish it out. So I did. And I'm glad I did. I'm really glad that I did. But, you know, it's one of those things you just... You know, self-care is important. Self-care is absolutely important. I'm going to take this one and I'm going to trade it out with this one because this one's the one I've been using for about 2 weeks now. It's pretty gone. And I'm going to put that one in there so it's in my medicine bottle. And these keep my little wet ones or my little baby wipes is what I'm using for about 2 weeks. And I can keep using the same baby wipe without using one a day. To be fair, I loved Stranger Things. I thought it was a very, very well done series. I thought the storyline was great. I thought everything was good. But there was that one moment that just triggered my childhood. And, you know, my inner child went, boo! So, just letting you know. Because y'all know I did not have a good childhood. If you've watched this channel, you know I did not have a good childhood. I had a great college experience and I did not have a good adulthood. Being autistic, having prosopagnosia, both of which provide huge barriers to being able to socialize with people. plus the way people treat people with learning disabilities. People, I have learned over time that adults do not treat adults with learning disabilities correctly. And I think it's not so much that they're being mean or awful or anything like that. I think it's just that they don't have anything to go to. And I was thinking about this the other day when I was talking to a friend of mine, somebody from the before times, so I was actually talking on the phone with her. But what I said was, you know, people don't know how to react to something. I got to let that cool for a second. Yes, crying is very cathartic. Crying can be very cathartic. And this time it was. This time it very much was. My broken eye and my healthy eye were just having a cathartic time. Let's look. Let's look. Woo. Let's see. Okay. Not great. It's more of an outline than an actual full stamp, but it is still shiny and it is still beautiful. And I'm definitely going to keep doing this. One thing that I can say about this, and one thing that I think I did wrong, is I didn't foil it the instant that I got it off of the stamp. Let's try that. Let's do this again. Same stamp. If I can find it. I didn't put it away. There it is. Same stamp. I'm going to ink it. And then I'm going to send it through immediately. Let's try this. Ink it, send it through immediately. I don't know where another card front is, so I'm going to cut this card base in half. It'll give me 2 card fronts. I'm going through so much paper tonight, but that's okay. Ollie's has provided a massive amount of paper at this point. All right, so one more time. So yeah, but I think it's that people totally understand. I was diagnosed with autism at age 29. I wish autism was more well known when I was in school from the mid 80s to mid 90s. Exactly. I agree with you completely, Beatty. But my autism was completely masked by the prosopagnosia, because prosopagnosia makes people, and I always knew I had that. Without a doubt, I always knew I had that. All right, we're going to try this again. We're going to ink this up. We're going to press it down. And we're going to send it through immediately. We're not going to wait at all. If I can find the silly, there it is. If I can find the pouch. All right, so here we go. One more time. Inked, pressed, sent through, straighten out. Here we go. Just like so. But what I was saying was people don't know how to react to things because they don't have any experience with it. When people, and this is one thing that just got me with my kids all the time, is when we did the melting point depression lab, which is basically the ice cream lab, you put salt on ice and it causes the melting point of ice to go down to -9 degrees Celsius. The ice still has to melt, but it's going to melt at -9 instead of 0. So it's melting point depression that we made ice cream. And they would keep saying that the ice was burning them. And ice doesn't burn. Ice makes you cold, but your brain doesn't understand that there's a difference between feeling pain from being hot and feeling pains from being cold. So it just goes straight to what it knows, and it says, your brain says that the ice is burning you. You know, I've told the story about the person, yeah, that's it. You got to go straight in. Still not great. I'm still learning. This is still the learning curve portion of this, but this is definitely going to work. This is going to be beautiful. But, you know, it was like the thing that happened in Dollar Tree when I was right on the verge of a panic attack. I was massively in the middle of a massive anxiety attack, and the cashier didn't know how to interpret that. So she asked me if I had to go to the bathroom. That was the only thing that her brain could go to. From looking at my face, that was the only place that her brain could go. And I think this is a failing of society, that we are not addressing what mental health issues look like. And so people can recognize that it's a mental health issue and not an I've got a pee issue. So I actually left high school in the middle of my junior year. I studied for my GED and passed the first time. Hey, congratulations, 2 months before my classmates. Okay, there you go. In their face, ha. So yeah, it is definitely much better. So this is going to take some time to play with, but we know it works. We know that this was a good buy. We know that this is an amazing thing, and it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some practice. And by the time that we get the time and the practice with this, we are going to be so good at it. So anybody that can find this mink kit, anybody out there that can find this mink kit, I would definitely buy it, especially if you find it for $1. Oh my gosh. But I would definitely buy that. It comes with 3 different pads. So the fact that this pad is going to be trashed by the time I'm done with this live stream doesn't really bother me, because I'm going to have the other ones ready to go. I have 3 more pads. Between the 5 boxes that I got, I have 15 of these pads. Like I said, I found some at another Ollie's in Georgia where I just bought the pads, and I think each box that I bought had 5 pads in it. I got them for $1. So I'm definitely not hurting on pads. I'm going to turn my mink off. Hold on a second. It doesn't need to continue to run. There we go. And turn that off. There we go. It doesn't need to continue to run because I have this heat coming up from the front of me, but that's not too bad. So yeah, this is definitely going to work. This is a good thing. This is a good buy. I love this. I'm not good at it yet, but I will get there. And this is amazing. I absolutely love it. You know what? I'm not going to be able to keep this one because I'm going to use it to clean out this little toner cup right there. Now, I did say that there was toner cleaner involved, but I don't think I would invest in that. This baby wipe did a really nice job, and it is a baby wipe. This is a Little Tikes baby wipe that I picked up from Dollar Tree. So this is an actual baby wipe, and I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just saying that's the brand that this was. And I can put this back in the box and store it just like so now that I've gotten that extra out of there. And hi, baby man. Did you get in front of the camera? Did you say hi to everybody? Oh, I got stuff on your bed. Let me move the stuff off your bed. Yes, let me move the stuff off your bed. Yes, I'm such a good baby. So definitely pick that up. If you can find this mink laminator, pick it up. If you can find this mink foil kit, pick it up. Like I said, this looks an awful lot like the toner that you use that you can probably buy cheaper from buying printer toner than rather buying it from this. You still need to have some sort of way to deliver it from the bottle to your stamp. Absolutely beautiful. I will definitely keep playing around with this because that one is the best of the ones that I did. I really like the effect of these. That's not one that I stamped on. I do. Oh, no. Stop it. I know, baby bear. I know. Crap. Okay, I have to go. My bleepity bleep 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 neighbors just started setting off fireworks, and it set me off. So I have to go. I have to go snuggle with my husband and get my cat in front of me. I do apologize for this amazingly abrupt end, but I hate fireworks, and I hate the fact that they're still setting it off because people just don't understand. So thank you very much, everybody. Cheers. Happy crafting. I hope everybody has an amazing time. I will be back live on Wednesday again. I don't know when, but watch the Facebook group that's linked in the description. Cheers and happy crafting. Good night, everybody. Gotta go. Sorry, I gotta go.